Hello and welcome back to another 5 on my channel where we're going to be talking about my books. Most importantly, my book that I'm currently working on, and some of you guys wanted to know in the comments down below in the last video that I posted for this, which was my 2020 writing plans, which I totally recommend you guys go check out. But some of you guys wanted to see and hear more about that story. And so I figured I'd give you a little rundown of basically what's going on, the development of the story where we're at currently, and things like that, things you can look forward to seeing, so forth and so forth. So if you did watch that video, you do know that I do have a deadline of February 29th for this story. It is a romance novel. It's supposed to be a new adult romance, but it will probably end up being sold as an adult romance, or maybe a young adult romance with some really steamy sex scenes. It's partially either. It all matters on what the agent and things, because right now for this novel, I do want to go traditionally published, but I do have some really cool things to talk about towards the end of the video, and so I do recommend you guys go ahead and stick around. But first things first is obviously, the story follows a young boy, a young adult, or a new adult. A college boy. He's like 18 to 19 years old, and he goes off to a writing school. He flies from California to Ohio to go to this very elite, fake, not real writing school where he meets a boy who's kind of like a bad boy, but he's not really a bad boy. I got rid of that trope real fast in the novel. And they fall in love and they have a interesting but not so toxic relationship, which I really do enjoy. The whole point of this novel, the whole premise, the whole reason why I decided to write it, I started right at the end I was going out of college, and May came to me is that, you know, at the time after it was coming out, and there's these horrible, horrible, toxic romances, but none of them were gay. And, you know, I think there's something to say about that. By one, do we need gay romances that are so toxic that it's like, this is a trash book? Or are we mad that we don't have a gay romance that this is so toxic that it's like a trash book? Because on one end, I was really mad about this. I didn't want to go to Wattpad. I didn't want to go to fanfiction.net to find a novel that was about a virgin boy losing his virginity for the first time to a dick. They didn't exist. And if you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments, as I would love to read them. And it's like my favorite trope in a novel. And it's horrible, and I know the guy's always the worst, and I always end up falling for them, and I always think they're the cutest person ever, even though they're truly not. And I get these things, and I understand these things. But either way, that's why Broken Boys was kind of crafted. I have the elements of it, but I just kind of made it a little bit more cute, because they're cute, and I couldn't help myself, okay? When you write date scenes and you want them to go really, really well, you make them go really well. Some of them are kind of dickish, and there's some problematic things that happen in the novel, but you know what? I like tropes, and that's just, I'm not defending myself about this novel. Either way, we're currently sitting at about 40,000 words. I'm assuming by the end it's going to be closer to 100. For first draft. If you guys do not know how I write my drafts, which you might not, I do tend to like to write overdraft, like to overwrite my story. Was no 140,000 words? Way over that cost mark, like 30,000. That's not going to be this book. It's going to be between 80 and 100, basically, so okay. And so I have about half the book to write. Some people would say more than half the book if we're going for 100. My goal on my Scribner is 80,000 words. And honestly, I would be perfectly fine with the first draft at hitting at 80,000 words. No problem whatsoever. So that's the goal by February. I should have a writing video coming up relatively soon. We do have a write-in on Monday of next week, which I'm very, very excited about. But I should have a writing type video coming up where we're going to be discussing the different ideas and the one-day writing vlog type video where I'm going to be trying to get to like 45,000 words in one day or something like that, because I'm a little slacking. I'm not gonna lie, and I kind of want to catch up, and my Scrivener is kind of yelling at me, but I just need to push myself. I need to jump back into the story. I think the write-in next week should help a lot, and then also to kind of even myself back out and do some really good. So yeah. That's Broken Boys. I'll tell you guys as I know more about it. The story itself is not, it's very simple. It's basically what I told you. It's a romance. It's more about the characters themselves, and the main character is one of my favorite characters, unlike which Church of Samuel had one of my least favorite characters I've ever written, on purpose. He is a character made not to like for the things that he has to do. It was a purposeful, like, writing choice, but it's hard to read, even though I did kind of enjoy it if you watch my audio experiment, which I'll be doing another one of those in March, so look out for that. Um, but that's not what we're talking about today. And so yeah, so this particular novel, I'm also really excited to design a faux cover for it. It's always one of my favorite things to do. I'm a horrible cover designer, but I enjoy them. All right, let's get to the fun stuff here. So we're doing a book writing video once a month, and just to kind of tell you where I'm at in my book writing things. Another thing to quickly add is that me and my mom are planning on to co-author a story. Who knows if the story will ever get out or you guys will ever hear about it, but it is really cool, and I'll probably be mentioning it in a few different vlogs or things like that as we're still trying to develop that idea. But she's always wanted to get back into writing, and I've been pushing her for a while now, and she's like, why don't we write a story together and we'll try it and we'll see if we like it or not. So that's really exciting, and it's a little tidbit that I just thought I'd throw in here because this is all about writing, and mostly it's about book, but it's also about other books as well. So, also, in February, at the end of February, in the beginning, well, actually, at the end of April, I'm going to be asking for beta readers, which is scary, but it's also very, very exciting. I'm giving myself a month to edit, and a month and a half. Maybe it'll be like mid-April, maybe early May, or something like that. Beginning of summer type of thing. And there will be a criteria or whatever, but it's very, very exciting, so keep an eye out for that, because I think a lot of you guys are going to really like this novel. The 2-month period in between, so if you guys don't know how I do my drafts, my first draft is actually pretty polished. It's really nice. I have some character flaws or whatever, some characters that change really rapidly that I need to go back and make it more smooth, some plots and things that I need to flesh out, scenes that I didn't want to write before, things like that are missing, but overall, grammar-wise, and things like that I think are pretty even and pretty well done. I'm not gonna lie. So, basically, the book itself, I'm giving it a 2-month period. I read it in a day, or 2 days or so, and then, I go through it and I make some changes. These could be big changes, small changes, whatever. I have 2 alpha readers. I have my mom, who reads all my stories, and she is my #1 alpha reader. She basically gets into me really hard. And then I have a cousin who's been really interested in this book in particular, as it's her favorite type of novel to read, and so I said I'd send it her way as well for an alpha read. And they both know it's first drafts or unpolished type of thing, but it's simply to give me big problems, and so when I send it out to you guys, hopefully the bigger problems are solved, and you guys can just read it and enjoy it and make notes and do what you gotta do. But yeah, so beta readers should be coming out in May, and that's only a few months away, which is really scary, but it's also very, very exciting, and it should help me fast track. I'll probably go through 2 rounds of beta readers with this novel. We'll go through 1 round of where you guys read it and you guys give me, the biggest feedback you can from the big problems you guys see and where you think the book needs help and things like that. And then we'll go and I'll redraft it, and then I'll send it out to another set of beta readers, and they'll send back feedback. And then probably by that point, I'll be starting clearing letters and things, as I do think that's going to be more towards August to October for second rounds. And so yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But that's my first ever book writing video. Did you guys enjoy it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, I wanted to ask you, do you guys want me to go through all the stories I've ever written? Is that something you guys are interested in? Do you guys want to see my writing past? I do have a somewhat video that I can edit down. It's like 40 minutes long. It doesn't need to be 40 minutes long. And I can edit down things that is talking about all my books that I've written, except for Project Rampage, which is pretty much here with you already. So, yeah. But the whole plan of this is to not be working on it for the whole year, but also I'm going to be going back and forth working on this project and another project, and then I think for the second Camp Nano, we're going to be doing something different, but probably the first Camp and the NaNoWriMo, we're going to try to focus on the projects that need to be done. It's just the honest truth, and I think for this camp, actually, I'm going to be editing Elizabeth Snow. Like, I'm not going to be working on a project. So yeah, but that's more to come. Those will be in the later months, obviously, and we'll talk about it more frequently. But in those 2 months period, you're going to hear a lot about the story that me and my mom are developing, as that is the book that I'm going to be tackling the hardest in those 2 months. And I'm just very, very excited. I love writing, and I can't wait to finally get into a schedule next week for writing, and it's going to be really fun, and I'm very excited. But either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. And yeah, do all those fun YouTube things. Hit subscribe button, as there will be more videos like this to come. And I'll see you guys all next time for another beautiful video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.